Manger.
My favourite Christmas carol or Advent hymn is O Come, Emmanuel. I love the way the words move from the mourning of lonely exile to the rejoicing of Emmanuel coming to his people. Christmas can be a hard time. Life generally can be hard. We can mourn, we can be sad, we can suffer, but we can rejoice because Emmanuel, God with us, came that first Christmas and will come again.
My favourite Christmas carol is not actually my favourite Christmas carol, but I'm going to give a shout out to Little Donkey. It's my favourite carol for two reasons. One is that when my wife and I were, let's say, courting, we used to laugh about Little Donkey because I used to tell her there was no donkey actually mentioned in the Bible as the nativity story. But every time it is sung, it reminds me to look carefully at the Bible to see what is true and what we are and aren't told about the Christmas story. So it makes me think that actually this is a factual event that did take place, and that encourages me every time it comes up.
My favourite Christmas carol is Of the Father's Love Begotten. It's an amazing carol. It is probably one of the oldest ones that we sing in church still, but it reflects the enormity of what God has done here, puts it in a cosmic perspective from the fact that really God is outside time, and yet he has chosen to send his son for our forgiveness, for our redemption, as a part of his great plan for us. Whilst we have no control over that plan, we can have great confidence in God because he is in control of that plan for us.
My favourite Christmas carol, or one of my favourites, is O Come All Ye Faithful, Joyful and Triumphant. Because here we are singing, we're singing praises to God, and we want everybody to gather in a family and to worship God and to thank him for his salvation.
The opening lines of my favourite carol are O come, Emmanuel, and ransom captive Israel. When I see these words, I'm reminded that I was once captive to sin, and that I was ransomed, I was redeemed by the work of Jesus Christ. When I sing these words, I think of him and what he did for me.
Well, the carol I've chosen is Silent Night, not because it's necessarily my favourite one to sing, but because of the association it has for me. Growing up in the youth group at the church I was at when I was a teenager, we used to go out on Christmas Eve singing carols, and one of the things we used to do was go and visit some of the care homes and old people's homes and sing to them. And big group of us would pack in and sing our carols, and then at the end we would say, has anybody got any requests? And invariably, every single time they would say, do you know Silent Night? And it became a bit of a joke. Well, not a joke, but it became a byword for us. So it just takes me back to that time of the fellowship of that young people's group that I was in, and sharing Christmas around our local community.
O Little Town of Bethlehem. I can still remember as in junior school being kind of a whole gaggle of us going to the local church at Christmas to sing this carol. But I believe that it's got within it some real theological truth in it. The fact that verse 3, how silently the wondrous gift was given, so God imparts to human hearts the blessings of his heaven. No ear may hear his coming, but in this world of sin, where meek souls will receive him, still the dear Christ enters in. And I just think that that's sort of encapsulating that we can't see how God reaches people, but he does. And that where people are open to him, they are willing to let him, and he will come in.